Give us a second.
The Pride Podcast Productions.
You're good enough for Detroit, Jay.
But they can't bear what comes with
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Here comes that pressure. Mayfield in the middle. It's intercepted. It's Derek Barnes. Seattle's got to make a stop. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card? And a second. Oh, here's a little trickery. St. Brown back to Goff. Lee Flicker's got Laporta wide open. Sam Laporta foot race towards the end zone. Diving touchdown. Unreal. 52 for the win. It is just good. Just inside the upright. Jake Bates, hometown hero. And the Lions have come all the way back. Here comes the heat. It's Hutchinson again. Number 3, the hat trick for Aiden Hutchinson.
Blocked there by Zylstra. It's caught by Jamison Williams. There he goes. Foot race with Miller. Foot race with Savage. That is 6 for number 9.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pride Podcast live show. Stevie Nicks, baby, always gets me going every time I hear that intro. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pride Podcast. I am your host, Tyler, joined by my main guy, as always, Mr. Malcolm Martin. Malcolm, how we feeling today?
Woo! What is going on, man? Yo, another Lions game, man. I'm excited, man. We got the Browns. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a game where you're back home. You're coming off a lot of excitement after that game Monday night versus Baltimore. Now you're back in your own playground here at Ford Field. Let's get into the actives for both of these teams, and then we'll talk about the keys to a victory for the Detroit Lions this Sunday. So we'll start off with the Cleveland Browns inactive report. We got quarterback Shedeur Sanders, which I think Colorado needs him after watching that game yesterday, but that's for another story on a different day. We got safety DeMonte Casey. He's inactive. We got cornerback Cameron Mitchell. We got running back Raheem Sanders. We got defensive tackle Mike Hall Jr., offensive tackle, one of their starters, Jack Conklin, former MSU guy. And then we got tackle Thayer Munford Jr., inactive this week. I had to look up how to say his name, but he is inactive this week for the Cleveland Browns. But Malcolm, what's the Lions inactive report looking like?
Good stuff, man. You got the name right, man. Let's go.
I think I got it right.
So for the Detroit Lions injury report, the inactives, we have Sion Vaki. He is inactive today. Zach Cunningham, linebacker, he's inactive. Kingsley Equan. How the fuck you say his last name?
That's good enough.
That's good enough. The center, the backup center, he's inactive. Chris Smith, he is also inactive. And Makai Wingo, he's inactive as well.
Yes, sir. All right. There's the inactives for both these teams. So let's get right into it. Look at this Lions offense. You look at this Cleveland Browns defense. This is as good as it gets as a matchup perspective. You know, you got one of the top offenses in the league. You got one of the top defenses in the league going at it. Malcolm, you look at this matchup here. What's something you look at the Detroit Lions look to attack in this game? Because this is a very, very talented defense we've seen the first 3 weeks so far.
Yeah, man, first 3 weeks, man, they're actually listed as number 1 as our overall defense. So this is going to be a tough matchup, man. I want to see, are they legit? Are they legit number 1? Or are they just, beginning of the season, a lot of teams are not playing as well, and they're just number 1 as of right now. This is going to be a big test for them as well. Can they stop the Detroit Lions running game? I see the Detroit Lions just doing what they need to do. Do the same attacking this team the same way they attack every other team. We're going to try to run the ball, go off in the play action, and to see if this team is really legit as far as their defense. See if they really are that number 1 defense.
Yeah. So you see that, this is as good as a matchup you're going to get. And I could see this being a little ugly football to the standard where, Cleveland Brown, their defense is holding down run games. Now, have they seen an element of the Detroit Lions running game? I don't think so. They've played some good teams so far. I mean, they obviously upset the Green Bay Packers last week. They completely shut down Josh Jacobs in that game. Shut down Derrick Henry completely out of the game week 2. And then same thing week 1 with Chase Brown. That was with a healthy Joe Burrow. They didn't win that game, but they were in it all the way in it through the end. The way I look at this, right, I can see this being an ugly first half, maybe even ugly first quarter, but I feel like it's just a matter of time. And when we talk about the other side of the ball, I'll tell you why I feel more this way when we get into this game. This is a game where I think they're going to get tired eventually at some point because their offense is not going to stay on the field, and then the Lions are just going to absolutely capitalize. But the first quarter, second quarter, that could be the ugly football I'm talking about because they have some talent there, man. Myles Garrett, the best edge rusher in the NFL. Mason Graham, who they drafted in the first round, has been phenomenal for this team so far. They just have a lot of guys that could fly on this defense right now. So obviously Detroit has a two-headed monster with Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. We'll see how they can mix that up in this game. But this is going to be a fun matchup, I think, on both ends. And I think it's a good test for the Detroit Lions because if they could score points on this defense at how they've been scoring the last 2 weeks, man, oh man, like those expectations are going to get even crazier for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, if they could score, if they're able to run the ball the way they want to run the ball on this defense, and they're just able to drive down the field and just eat up the clock and then just do those long ass drives that they're accustomed to on this defense, they can do it to anybody. Because I think this is one of the top defenses. They are one of the top defenses in the league. They're number one for a reason right now. But if they could do it to this team right here, that's just going to be a big. That's going to be they pull a lot of eyes on a lot of other teams. Because they're going to be like, oh, shit, the Lions are doing this against the Browns. Oh, shit. There's going to be some stuff, man. But this is a big-ass test. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I think you look at the game itself. I'm not really in jeopardy if the Lions are going to lose this game today. It's more of how is the offense going to look and how efficient it's going to be. Because if it's efficient from start to finish, that's when the conversation really comes and say, man, oh, man, this Detroit Lions offense, we knew it was special already. This could be really, really special because this is not an easy defense to run it against. This is not an easy defense to protect on. I mean, you have a young offensive line here, especially in the interior. Big test for them, man. Like, they have been really good the last 2 weeks. It was really rough for them week 1 versus Green Bay. This is a really good test to see where these guys are at. The Christian Mahoganys, the Graham Glasgow, the Tate Ratliches. This is a good test for them. And then obviously on the tackles, we know what we got there. Big test for them as well. I mean, Penei Sewell, Myles Garrett. That's as good as a matchup you're going to get. Taylor Decker versus Myles Garrett. Like, you don't get matchups like these very often. So this is a big test for this Lions offensive line. They kept Jared Goff completely clean last game versus Baltimore. That was a big test. Let's see what you can do here, man, because they got some really good players on the defensive line. So if they can keep Goff clean for the majority part of the game, we're going to be really happy in this post-game show talking about this Lions offensive line. I'll say that.
100%, bro. Yeah, we'll be real happy if Jared Goff is kept clean all game. It's going to show, like, this is right here. It's going to really show where the Detroit Lions is really at offensively.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, let's switch gears to the other side of the ball now. You look at this Browns offense. You look at this Lions defense. This is where I think the Lions are going to win this game, and that's why I think the Cleveland Browns are 1-2 for a reason right now. I think if they had a more competent offense, I think we're talking about a completely different team right now because this defense is unbelievable. This offense is the complete opposite of that. I don't know what the numbers say. I don't care what the numbers say. This is the 32 ranked offense. I don't care what the numbers say. If they are or aren't, they are the 32 ranked offense. This offense is bad. And it's led by a 50-year-old Joe Flacco, 60-year-old Joe Flacco, however old he is now. And this offensive line is just as sorry as when you look at it. I mean, this is a bad offense, man. Bad offensive line, a 50-year-old Joe Flacco. And, these playmakers, too, there's not really anyone that necessarily scare you. Like, they have some cute pieces. Quinshon Judkins could be a solid piece. Rookie, he's looked okay so far. Jerry Jeudy's shown some moments. Cedric Tillman's shown some moments. But we talk about the guys you have to circle every single week. I look at this Cleveland Browns offense. There's not a single guy circle. There's not a single guy I'm worried about in this offense.
Yeah, I mean, they're led by 40-year-old Joe Flacco. I'm shocked that this guy's still in the league. They're actually ranked. They look like, if you just with the eye test, they look like they're probably the worst offense in the league. But they're team that's a little bit worse. Like the Saints is a little disgusting.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fair. Yeah, the New Orleans Saints are.
There's a few teams out there that look completely disgusting right now offensively.
What are they ranked? Do you have the numbers?
Yeah, they're 22nd. How, I don't know.
You're saying there's 10 teams worse than this offense in the NFL?
That's what
by the numbers say.
They're going by yards. As far as yards, yeah. But I don't know the whole DVA. That's Pierre's thing. But the thing that I'm looking at this Cleveland Browns team, and even though Joe Flacco is 40 years old and his legs look like he had bricks on him and he can't move around, he's able to get the ball really quick. I think because he's a veteran and he knows when the pressure's coming, he knows just to get the ball the fuck out of there and how to get quick plays. Like you look at the game they played last week against the Packers, you would think, oh shit, the Packers are gonna fuck him up as far as like getting sacks, but he only got sacked twice, and that just shows with that offensive line that's not even great, and him being old and not mobile at all, he'll only sack twice. So he's able to get the ball out quick. So that's a positive for Joe Flacco. Their offense is still not good, and the Detroit Lions should be able to, get their way with this offense. I'll be completely shocked if they're able to drive down the field on us with that offense.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at this defense for the Lions, they haven't really seen one of these just pocket quarterbacks hit this year. I feel like all year so far we've seen some type of mobility, right? With if it was Jordan Love week 1, if it was Caleb Williams week 2, and then obviously, last Monday versus Lamar Jackson, one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the NFL. Like this is the first test that I feel like they're seeing a pocket quarterback. And I know it's a new defense, new play call with Kelvin Shepard, but I feel like this is something the Lions have always been a strength for them on defense. When they play these pocket quarterbacks that can't really kill you with their legs, they have always had a favorable matchup, and they are able to fly and, go cause some plays. If it's not necessarily a sack, go get a pressure and cause a bad throw or a throwaway or whatever it is. Just keep them, second and long, third and long, keep it maintained that way. I feel like the Lions have done a good job in the past with the pocket quarterback. This is going to be the first test for Kelvin Shepard this year. Yeah, I mean, like you said, maybe Flacco's not getting sacked, but he's not making plays with those either. Like maybe he's not getting sacked, but he's getting pressured and, making a bad throw or throwing the ball away. Like they're not productive plays that just because he's not getting sacked. And if the Lions could do that today, I think that's all you really have to do. If they could just play that style of Brandon they played last game versus Baltimore, and it's just a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the mobility. Just, go after the quarterback, 4-man rush. And this is a bad offensive line. Like, you are a strength here. Go and take advantage of that. Aiden Hutchinson, I want a big game out of you. Al-Qadim Muhammad's been really phenomenal this year. You'll have a big game today for him. And that interior as well. DJ Reader, Tyleek Williams, Roy Lopez. Like, go make an impact today. This is a good matchup for you to go make an impact. It's in your playground. There's no excuse today to not go stop this Cleveland Browns defense. Ford Field's going to be loud. It's going to be ruckus. This should be a pretty relatively, I don't want to say easy, it's the NFL any given Sunday, but an easy matchup for this defense. One of the easier matchups you're going to see all year.
Yeah, definitely. As far as who they're going to see all year, this offense is probably going to be one of the easier offense. What's your thoughts on your favorite player, number 6? What's your expectations for him today? Is he going to play? Is he going to play all game, or is he going to be sub in and out with Amik? What's going on with him?
That's interesting. They said earlier in the week they want to get Amik Robinson more involved in the defense, right? And, because they haven't been playing the nickel as often as they were last year. So Amik snaps have been, factored into that and not getting as many recently. Honestly, they say they trust TA. That shows to me, I think that what we're going to see today is going to be the actions are going to speak louder than the words, I think, today. I think we're going to see Amik Robinson play a lot today. And I think Taron Arnold is not going to get 100% of the snaps like he has been getting the first 3 weeks. Will he still be, rotated in? Will he still be a factor? I think he will. And I don't think he's going to just, go from 100% of the snaps to 0 just like that after 1 week. But I think Amik Robinson has a role in this team. And I think he's going to get a good chunk of the snaps. And I think Taron Arnold may split, or, maybe Amik even outbeats Taron Arnold in snaps this week. And maybe when they go into a nickel defense, they put Arnold out there and then Amik back in the nickel. But, I'm expecting to see a little more Amik Robinson going forward until Taron Arnold figures it out and they could trust him again. And he could, be that guy that gets 100% of the snaps. Like DJ Reed, I think you feel comfortable with him on one side of the ball that he's going to get 100% of the snaps. Now they have to figure out this other side of the ball. And right now, these first 3 games have been rough for Arnold. So let's call it what it has been. The teams have been picking on him, and justifiably that they should be picking on him because, he's been really handsy and, has been making plays. So, a veteran quarterback like Joe Flacco, if he sees number 6 in the field, absolutely. I think every single team that they play this year, when they see number 6 in the field, they're going to target him until he proves he could stop it. So I'm expecting to see a little Amik Robinson today.
Yeah, that's fair, man. Yeah, definitely. We'll see how that happens, man, because I know Coach Shep, he was, backing Arnold a lot during his presser, saying how how he was on the island, and young players are going to go through that. So we're going to see. We're going to see. I mean, poor young kid.
I mean, there's just not really an excuse to be as like unproductive as he's been so far, honestly. Like, you have a defense that's been playing really good all around him, and he's just the one guy that just kind of really sticks out in a bad way, right? Like, you're getting pass rush, you're getting pressure on the quarterback, and the other side's been fine. The safety's been great. It's just really him it's really sticking out like a sore thumb right now, and he has to really clean it up.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, hopefully, I want him to be good. So hopefully he figured this out. But for this game, I could see Amik Robertson getting a big chunk of the snaps. But hey, we'll see, man.
We'll see. This is gonna be interesting. I'm very curious to see how they're gonna use Amik Robinson, how they're gonna use Turner Arnold, because they said they want to get him more involved. So let's see how it's gonna factor. Because I don't think DJ Reed snaps are getting factored in. I don't think he's not getting a cut. So the cutting answer would scream to me Turner Arnold, right? And like, how much is he gonna get in there? So we'll see. Right now it's just words. So we'll see what the actual actions are when we see on the field today in 30 minutes. So
I'll say this. I'll say this though. If there's any game for Amik Robinson for Turner Arnold to bounce back and have a solid productive game, this is it against Joe Flacco and this Cleveland Browns offense. Yeah. I mean, you're not playing against worldwide receivers here. They do have Jerry Jeudy. I don't even know who's the other receiver.
Cedric Tillman. They got some solid tight ends like Njoku's
solid. Njoku's a good tight end. Yeah,
they got the rookie Harold Fannin Jr. He's been solid for them so far. So they got like some guys. It's not like they're completely out, but it's just not like anyone that necessarily scares you. If that makes
exactly.
Sense.
Yeah, they don't have like no elite receivers out there. No. And I think this is a game for Turner Arnold to show that hey, I was the number one pick for a reason. Hopefully he can bounce back. This is a perfect game, perfect opportunity for him.
Yeah.
They're gonna put pressure on Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's gonna make mistakes. He has, hasn't played well. And he has 4 interceptions so far and only 2 touchdowns. This is a perfect game for Turner Arnold for him to bounce back and to prove that he's a solid corner. So we'll see if we can do it.
Absolutely. I mean, like, this is, like we said, was gonna be one of the easier matches to have all year because, like, dude, you look at the next upcoming games, it gets tough. I mean, you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins next week. Oof. KC, there's not necessarily a receiver that scares, but Xavier Worthy is a really high dynamic player. Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If Mike Evans is back that game, potentially you got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, he's gonna be back in the mix, and then you got Emeka Egbuka, who's been, he's on track to be rookie of the year right now. So they got 3 legit receivers, and then obviously the division. You got Justin Jefferson in this division. You got Rome Odunze in this division. So it's like it's not gonna get easier going forward. So like he's got to show it quickly for this team to trust him. And like you said, maybe this is the game where they trust him a little more and just want to see what he could do out there because those big tests are really going to come up and they need guys that they can trust when they're playing these elite receivers coming up.
Yeah, these cornerbacks, they just need one game. They just need one game to boost their confidence. If he has a big game here, we may see him play well for the rest of the season. He just need one game to boost his confidence to say, hey, I can play with these guys.
Yeah,
I can make plays. If he had one of these games and they say it happens today, we may see a different Turner Arnold going forward. We just need one game. Hopefully this is it. I mean, this is your opportunity right here. You're playing against the Cleveland Browns. Let's do it. Come on, Turner.
If he gets cooked today, I'm canceling his podcast. I know I have no affiliation to that. He is canceling the podcast. Closed on Sundays? Are you shitting me, Turner Arnold? Where have you gained the right? You're first doing a podcast with Patrick Surtain, one of the best corners in the league. He could have that right. He can name his podcast Closed on Sundays. Turner Arnold has zero right to have that name right now. Right now, he has zero right to have that name.
Yeah, his shit is open. Right now, he's open every Sunday, right?
It's closed. It's open on Sundays right now.
Yeah, right now he's open on Sunday. But
what do we say? The roads were open when they had Xavier Rhodes in Minnesota. The roads have been open. The bank is open. Yeah. Terry Arnold's on the other side right now.
Yeah, ouch. I mean, shit. Oh, come on, Terry. Let's do it, man. I'm rooting for you, man.
I'll give you the podcast back, even though I know you're still not going to do it. I'll give you the podcast back if you have a good game today. I just don't want to see him today. That's all I really want to do. And the matter is, I don't want to see him get picked on today. Like, if I don't see a corner, that's usually a good thing. So I just don't want to see Turner all on my screen today. Because if he's not shown on the screen, that means he's doing some good stuff.
And you know what? If you look at the whole second half of that game last week, there was nothing about Turner Arnold, which is positive.
Yeah, that's good. The less time I'm seeing him, the better.
Yeah.
which that's what you say about offensive linemen and cornerbacks. The less you see him is usually the better. So,
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the case, and we'll see. Hopefully, like you said, it was a solid second half for him. Hopefully, he can build that confidence and carry it on to this game versus Cleveland. So,
yeah, we need him.
Yep. All right. That's it for the defense. Let's get into some Lions picks here now. Lions, when I last checked, I believe were 9.5-point favorites. Let me just confirm that really quickly.
I think it went up to 10, bro.
Is it 10 now?
Right now on CBS, it's showing 10.
Okay. On FanDuel, it's 9.5. Let's just go 9.5. Let's
go 9.5. Yeah.
Let's keep a half number right now. So let's read Peters. He sent his picks in the chat right now. He actually just texted right now. It's a lot of Cleveland fans down here in Ford Field, I guess. So, short drive, only 2 hours.
The dog pound, there's some solid fans, man. I respect the dog pound.
Yeah, then we used to be compared to them. We were the AFC or we were the NFC version of them for the longest.
Yeah.
All right. So for predictions, Pierre's going 24-13. So that would be covering the spread. And his bold prediction is the Lions offensive line allows 0 sacks versus Cleveland dominant front. That's a bold prediction. That's bold.
Pretty big bold.
Yeah. All right. What do you got here, Malcolm?
All right. I don't see Cleveland Browns scoring that much, unfortunately. I'm going to go 28-6 Lions. I see them kicking 2 field goals. My bold prediction on this one, I'm going to say, this is a number one rushing defense here. I'm going to say Jahmyr Gibbs and Monty both go for over 100 yards this game. So let's have another 200-yard game. They have another 200-yard game. I think we're going to run it down the throat. They're going to try to make a statement this game and say, hey, we could run it on anybody. I don't care if you put a fucking army on the other side of that field. We're going to run that ball right down their throats. And I think that's what the Detroit Lions are going to do this game.
Yeah, did you see the continuity between Johnny Moore and our offensive coordinator, Myles Garrett? Johnny Moore said Cleveland hasn't seen a defense like us, and Myles Garrett says respectfully, he hasn't seen a defense like us either.
Well, yeah, you said it backwards. The first one. But yeah, Johnny Moore said that they haven't seen an offense a running game like ours, and what's it called? He said that we haven't seen a defense like theirs, which is true. I think true on both sides. We haven't seen a defense like them this year, and they haven't seen a running attack like us this year. So let's see who's right.
Let's see who's on top. This is gonna be a fun matchup, man. I think it's gonna be a really fun matchup on both sides. But for my pick here today, I agree with both you guys. I think the Lions win. I think they cover this game as well. I know it's a big spread. And Cleveland's been gritty, man. Like they've been in these games. I know the scoreboard might not indicate it on all 3 of them, but obviously they pulled the upset in Green Bay last week. That was huge. And then Baltimore game, the scoreboard doesn't show it at all. They end up giving 41 points up. But for the most part, if you were actually watching that game, Baltimore and Cleveland were going back and forth for a long time. There was a tough time for Baltimore to score that ball. But I think at the end of the day, I think the Lions win. I think they cover this game. I'm going to go 27-10. Detroit wins this game. I'll give Cleveland 1 touchdown this game. I think they score 1 time. And for a bold prediction, I talked a lot of shit about him today. He's going to earn his podcast title name. Terran Arnold's going to get his first turnover in the NFL.
Let's go, man. Let's go. That's what I like to see. Let's go. Where you going to get an interception or fumble?
How about a little Peanut Tillman punch the ball like Aiden Hutchinson did last week? How about a little punch the ball out, punch that baby out, pick it up, and fumble recovery?
Is he gonna overreact like fucking Devin Lawson did that one year after getting his first turnover in 20 years?
Hey, funny enough, that was versus Cleveland.
That was versus Cleveland.
That was versus Cleveland.
Funny
enough, that was versus Cleveland. Oh my God! No, why'd you say that? Now I'm gonna think of Devin Lawson and Terran Arnold if he does it today.
For the people who's probably probably newer listeners or probably you haven't been following the Lions that long. Nevin Lawson was a corner for us, a very underwhelming starting corner.
That's the way to say
it. And how long was he with us? 7 years, 6 years?
Felt like
this
20.
buddy been with us for 6 years and had no turnovers. He just couldn't get any turnovers. And then that 1 year, this man causes a fumble and flips.
But he picked it up and scored though.
Yeah, he picked it up. So he caused a fumble, picked it up, and scored it back in the end zone. And he flips out he does one of the craziest celebrations in Detroit Lions history. It was crazy. Yeah, that's never lost in a nutshell, man. Oh wow.
What was that? What was that? Like 2017, I want to say. I think that was Deshaun Kaiser was the quarterback. So that's a game.
Let's see if something like that happens with Terry Arnold. I'll laugh.
I hope, man. That'd be hilarious, though. If that's his first turnover, same way, just like Nevo did back in 2017, he does it 8 years later today. That'd be funny. I think that's actually the last time Cleveland's played in Detroit, like for a regular season game. I think that was the last game. So that's funny, man. All right, let's do locks of the week, and then we'll head out of here. Pierre already got his lock of the week. He's taking the Chargers -6.5 against the New York Giants. I like that pick a lot.
Oh.
All right.
Go with yours because I haven't
even looked yet. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Let's pick one really quick. Baltimore -2.5. They're mad. They're playing KC on the road. I think they should win that game. I think they should win by pretty convincingly. KC has not looked good. Baltimore's mad. I think it's a good football team there. I think Baltimore -2.5.
Shit. Damn. Shit.
Big game Sunday Night Football. You like anything in that one? Cowboys, Packers. Micah making his return back. Dells.
Yeah, I guess let's do the 6. No, fuck the Packers, man. Fuck the Packers, man. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Chargers -6 over the Giants.
That's what Pierre took.
Oh shit! Never mind. Fuck.
That's probably the best game, though. That's probably the one I would take if I had first pick.
Yeah, shit.
No,
I'm not gonna do the Packers, man. Fuck the Packers. I don't
want 14.5 too big for you versus Buffalo versus Saints?
No, because I put that bet in, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay, go ahead. There, 14.5 Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo 14.5.
All right.
Speaking of that, I actually did a 3-team parlay just now. Not just now, but I did it last night.
What's the lock?
I did the Steelers plus
they
2.5.
Won.
Yeah, they won.
Actually, they're on their way to win. This game's not over.
It's not over.
But they came back. Actually, I just saw right now.
They came back, but I think Steelers have the ball, and there's only like 2 minutes left.
It's third and 2. Okay, I'm looking right now. Okay, yeah. So that game could be over.
I did a 3-team parlay with the Steelers, the Lions.
Yep.
And I did the Bills.
Just money line or spread?
Spread. I did the spread. So that was my 3-team parlay I did today.
Okay. I think that could hit. I mean, Buffalo's a big spread, obviously. I don't like
it's a big spread.
I don't like touching those big spreads, but the Saints are really bad, man.
Yeah, they're so bad.
Yeah, they're really bad. They're really bad. I think that game is in Orchard. I think it's in Buffalo. So yeah, I mean that should be a pretty Buffalo. I feel like tends to like blow out team that they're better than. Like the Jets game earlier this year, they took care of them. So yeah, I think that should cover for the most part. We'll see what happens, but it's a big spread.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I think that's going to be a wrap. Hope you guys all enjoyed. We will be live right after the game. Hopefully we're not like Packers fans like last week, because I think they were probably talking like we were.
Yeah, they were.
And then, they got shocked last week. So hopefully the Cleveland Browns are not a trap game, and we're having a good, easy post-game show. So let's hope that's the deal today. So hope you guys all enjoyed, and I'm out, guys. Peace.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Malcolm, and I'll see y'all at the post-game show. We'll see what happens. Are we going to be disappointed? Are we going to be disappointed by this game? Or are we going to be celebrating another dub? We'll see. On the post-game show. See y'all later, man. Peace.